الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. ما بعد. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is explaining to us the reality of this dunya, and he has warned us from overindulging in it and drowning in our desires, following each and everything that calls us. He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِنَّ الدُّنْيَا حُلْوَةٌ خَضِرَةٌ وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مُسْتَخْلِفُكُمْ فِيهَا فَيَنْظُرُ كَيْفَ تَعْمَلُونَ فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيا وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاءَ فَإِنَّ أَوَّلِ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, this dunya is sweet, it's attractive, it's beautiful, it's green, it's delicious. He is saying sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that this dunya will call you, it will attract you. فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا. So beware of the dunya. As we know, we are working for the akhirah. وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبَقَى وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. The akhirah is better and everlasting, and I have not created the jinn kind or the mankind except to worship me. We know we're working for the akhirah. This dunya is faniya. It's only a number of days and it will come to an end. He said, so beware of the dunya, and then he specified. So the dunya generally, he's telling us beware of the dunya and the haram from it, or overindulging, and even the halal. Then he said, وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاءَ فَإِنَّ أَوَّلْ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. He said, then beware of women, for surely the first trial and fitna and tribulation of the children of Israel were in regards to women. Now, and this khutbah today, we're going to speak about this, and I'm going to speak to the men, I'm going to speak to the rijal about this serious situation we have here in America with tabarruj, with women who have no shyness, adam haya, no shyness, tabarruj, coming out any way that they want, any way that they please. And it is permissible, rather it is praised. It is something that is encouraged. And being honorable, having shyness, covering yourself correctly like a righteous woman, this is something that is put down. This is something that they call, it's a prison. It is someone taking your rights away from you. We want to speak about how we have to be in this society, what we have to do to protect our deen, to protect our iman, and that is to lower our gaze. Now, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to speak about the reality of this matter and how severe it is. He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, مَا تَرَكْتُ بَعْدِي فِتْنَةً أَدَرُّ عَلَى الرِّجَالِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ. مَا تَرَكْتُ فِتْنَةً أَدَرُّ عَلى الرِّجَالِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ. He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I have not left a fitna, a trial, a test, a tribulation that is more difficult upon the men than women. Na'am. And all the real men, all the natural men, they know how difficult it is. We have shabab who are in the qimma, they are in the peak of their desire. They know how difficult it is, because this is a society that there's always ikhtilat, there's always mixing, there's always people and women coming outside with almost nothing on. And you know the test you have when you go to your school, you know the test you have when you go to the workplace, you know the test you have just when you walk out. And I'm from New York. I'm from New York City. It's even worse 100 times even than here. But even here it's bad as well, all over America. Nah. Right? So when we speak about this, I don't want any sisters to say he's speaking about the woman. The woman is a trial, the woman is a test. He's speaking against the woman, but we're not speaking against the woman today. The women are our sisters. They are our mothers. They are half of the deen. They are our wives. They have the deen. This is not against the woman. This is to tell us today what we have to do in the society, and that is ghad al-basr. You have to lower your gaze. You must lower your gaze. Because this is the number one thing that you like and the number one thing that you desire, that is woman. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in Surah Al-Imran, in the 14th verse, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ وَالْخَيْلِ الْمُسَوَّمَةِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ وَالْحَرْثِ ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَاللَّهُ عِنْدَهُ حُسْنُ الْمَآبِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is our creator, and He paints for us, and He has told us all the things we desire. He says, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ, it has been beautified for mankind, حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ, their love for desires. First thing He mentions is what? مِنَ النِّسَاءِ. First thing He mentioned is woman. First thing He mentioned, the desire for men is woman. He says, وَالْبَنِينَ, and children, and lumps of wealth of gold and silver, and nice riding beasts, and land, and so on and so forth. Before He mentions all the desires of the dunya, the first desire He mentioned is مِنَ النِّسَاءِ, for women. Now, and our society today, my brothers and sisters, our society today, my brothers and sisters, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, صِنْفَانَ مِنْ أَهْلِ النَّارِ لَمْ أَرَهُمَا. He said, two groups of the hellfire, I never saw them before. Two groups of the hellfire, I never saw them before. What are these groups, O Rasulullah? He said, one of them, نِسَاءٌ كَاسِيَاتٌ عَارِيَاتٌ مَائِلَاتٌ مُمِيلَاتٌ لا يدخل الجنة أو رؤوسهن كأسنمة البخت المائلة لا يدخل الجنة ولا يجدن ريحها وإن كان ريحها لمسيرة كذا. He says sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, two groups of the hellfire I never saw before. One of these groups, he said, are women, right? They are clothed, they have clothing on, but at the same time they're naked. Women who have clothing on, but at the same time they're naked. In the time of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if the companions hear this, يستغربون, they are confused by this. This is an oxymoron, right? Oxymoron means two things that are opposite coming together. How can someone be clothed but at the same time they're naked? How doesn't make sense, right? Today, all of us, it is perfect sense to us. Everyone today is perfect sense. We see it on a daily basis. Naam, women who are coming outside with half clothing and half nothing on, or wearing clothing that is covering them, but it's so tight you can see everything, or it's see-through. This is what we see on a daily basis, right or wrong? Nah, this is what we see on a daily basis. Is it easy for you? It's not easy for you. It's very difficult. Are you falling into your gaze? Are you looking at the haram? Are you gazing, so on and so forth? Nah. And not even only in the street. Look at your cell phones also. If you think you don't have a problem in society, it's about, look at your cell phones. Many of us are falling into haram on Instagram, falling into haram on Facebook, falling into haram on TikTok, whatever it may be, your cell phones, going on sites you should not be going on, looking at the haram videos, looking at the haram photos. So many people falling into it, young and old. Young and old. So this khutbah is pertaining to everybody. And it's destroying our hearts, it's destroying our deen, it's destroying our taqwa. Now, he says sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Nisa'un ariyat kasiyat, or kasiyat ariyat, women who have clothing but at the same time they're naked. Now, and he said these women are ma'ilat mumilat. They are straight. They are straight. And they lead other people astray also. These women, they are trying to mislead our women. They are trying to mislead the believing women, the mu'minat. They are trying to make them seem as this jilbab or this hijab is something wrong with it, and shyness and covering is something wrong with it. La, هذا أمر من الله عز وجل. This is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن ذلك أدنى أن يعرفن فلا يؤذين وكان الله غفورا رحيما. Ya Nabi, O Prophet, say to your wives and say to your daughters and say to the women of the believers to place upon them the hijab. To place upon them the hijab. That is better for them to be known as believing women. That is better for them to be known as believing women, and they are not harmed. These women outside who come out with nothing on, they are harmed on a daily basis. They don't even know it. Masakin. Wallahi masakin. Wallahi masakin. They are harmed on a daily basis. Men whistling at them. Men talking to them. Men trying to hit on them on a daily basis. The Muslim woman, that's a believer. My sister, when the people see you, they see you covered correctly, like the mu'minat, like the sahabiyat, like the believers, like the companions, the women companions around the Prophet of Allah say, that's a believing woman, right? You are known as a believer. You are known as righteous, right? You are known. That's not someone to play with. That's not someone who has the same mind state as us. No, she has more. She has principles. She is a righteous woman. Na'am, aywa. So these women, they're trying to mislead our women. They're calling to feminism, niswiyya, right? Calling to feminism to make the woman want to come out of these things they call as constraints. The hijab. having a man, having a guardian, having the husband run the house. All these things, they fall into these things and they're misleading our women, and some of our sisters are falling for it. Never fall for it. Return back to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Return back to the understanding of the early generation of the Muslims. That is protection for you in the society. Don't come and don't fall with these calls of modernization of the religion. La la la. The religion is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down upon Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and was practiced in the time of the companions and the early generation of the Muslims. Now, what we found them doing, that is success. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. Allah is pleased with them and they are pleased with Him. Now, has Allah said that about any other people? No. So, don't follow these people today, my sisters. And to go back to my brothers, right? To go back to my brother, I have a lot to say, and I had a lot more to say, but we have to make the khutbah small, right? To go back to my brothers, how are you going to be safe in this society? My young brothers, my old, everybody, and my sisters, as Allah says, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم ذلك أزكى لهم إن الله خبير بما يصنعون. Say to the believers, say to the believing men, lower your gaze, and to guard your private. That is better for you, that is more pure for you. Allah knows what you do, Allah knows what you look at, Allah knows يَعْلَمُ خَائِنَةِ الْأَعْيُنِ وَمَا تُخْفِي الصُّدُورُ. Allah knows the treacherous eye, Allah knows when you look at that woman, Allah knows when you look at that, Allah knows when you buy yourself. He knows when you're looking on your cell phone. He knows when you're looking at your Instagram. He knows when you're looking at those haram videos. Allah knows all of that. And that sin is going to come to our heart every single time. إِذَا أَذْنَبَ الْعَبْدِ نُكِتَتْ فِي قَلْبِهِ نُكْتَةٌ سَوْدَاء. When the slave commits a sin, a black dot is placed upon his heart. Every single time you look at the haram, a black dot is being put upon your heart. And that's going to affect your speech. أَلَا إِنَّ فِي الْجَسَدِ مُضْغَةٌ إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله وهي القلب. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, in the body is a love of flesh. If it is good, if it is pure, then the rest of the body will be good and pure. Everything will follow it. But we're corrupting our heart on a daily basis. What's going to happen to our speech? It's going to be corrupted. Our thoughts are going to be corrupted. Our actions will be corrupted. Don't take this lightly. Don't think just I can look at this and I can look at that, it's okay. No, it's going to affect your deen horribly. Right? And the more you look, right? The more you look and the more you don't restrain your glance, the harder it's going to be for you to restrain your glance. You understand this? The more you don't restrain, the more you don't look away, the more harder it's going to be for you to look away. You're going to be like a person, drunken with shahwa and desire. Drunken with shahwa and desire. That's it. Yeah? You're going to be drunken with shahwa. Like when you look at, you say, let me look at this photo. I just want to look at this photo. I look at one. The beautiful woman that you like, whoever it may be. I just look at one. Then one turns to two. Then two turns to three. Now you're looking at videos, right? Then the video is like this. It's okay. Then it becomes much worse. And now you're looking at something. You look at yourself. How did I even get here? Right? That's the khutawat of the shaitan. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu la tattabi'u khutawat al-shaitan. Or you believe, don't follow the footsteps of the devil. Whoever follows the footsteps of the devil, he commands with what? Fahsha, with indecency and munkar and evil. So we have to do from the beginning what? Lower your gaze. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, لا تتبع النظرة النظرة. Do not follow the glance with another glance. If we're walking in the street, if you're on your phone, if something comes up in front of you, you shouldn't be looking at it. You look, you turn away. Don't follow that glance with another glance. He said, فَإِنَّ لَكَ الْأُولَى وَلَيْسَ لَكَ الْأَخِيرَةِ. He says, ﷺ, the first one will be for you, and the second one will be against you. That's where the sin comes. If it happens by accident, no sin, but you have to turn away. The Prophet ﷺ, he was asked. The Prophet ﷺ was asked. He said about the sudden look. What should I do with the sudden look? What did the Prophet ﷺ say? Asrif basara, turn your face away. Turn away immediately. A young man, he came to me. He said, Ya Shaykh. He said, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, you have the first look, but the second look is against you. You know the hadith, right? You know how people play with the deen, right? People play with the deen, right? Some people play with the deen. They want to get the nas, they get the narration, they want to play with it. He said, Ya Shaykh, the Prophet ﷺ, he said the first look is for you, the second one is against you. He said, you know what I do? So I make sure my first look is very long. This is the correct understanding, my brother, it's not the correct understanding. La. If we see something that we should not be looking at, if you see it by accident, you turn away. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروا إنه الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ما بعد. For this number, or this glance, my brothers and sisters in deen, it is what leads to all fawahish. The first step to all indecency is the nazar, is looking. Don't take it lightly, it's the first step. This eye, it is a means to your heart. This eye is a means to your heart and a means to your soul. It is the gateway in the path. These ears, they are the gateway to your heart and your soul. Now, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, كُتِبَ عَلَى ابْنِ آدَمْ نَصِيبُهُ مِنَ الزِّنَا مُدْرِكُهُ لَا مَحَالَةً. He said, ﷺ, this hadith is very scary. We should pay attention to it, right? Because we live in a society, we're falling into this on a daily basis. He says, ﷺ, he said, it has been written upon mankind his portion of zina, and he's going to fall into it, and there's no way around it. It has been written upon mankind his portion of zina, and he's going to fall into the zina, and there's no way around it. Somebody say, well, I know I'm not going to commit zina. Look at this. He said, الْعَيْنَانِ زِنَاهُمَا النَّظَرُ. The eyesight, what is the zina of the eyes? Looking at the haram. That's the first step of zina. The zina of the eyes is looking at the haram. He said, وَزِنَا الْيَدِ, and the zina of the hand, al-batsh, touching. You go to your school and that woman comes to you and say, hey Muhammad, she shakes your hand, right? She goes, hey Abdurrahman, hugs you on the shoulder, right? And you hug her back. Hada haram. You're not supposed to do that. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, أَنَا لَا أُصَحْبِهُ النِّسَاءِ, I don't shake women's hands. I don't shake women's hands. The Prophet ﷺ will not touch a woman that was not halal for him. You understand that? So my brothers, have the izzah, have honor, and respect yourself from the beginning. You go to school, you go to work, you're in a society, a woman kind of shake your hand. No, I don't do that. Sorry, respectfully. May Allah bless you. May God bless you. Right? Have izzah, because if you begin, you're shaking the woman's hand, you're hugging this one, next you don't want to give you a kiss on the cheek. That's what they do. They have no ghira. Ma'anam ghira. They have no jealousy. The men don't have no jealousy. Wallahi, in this society, a man will come with his wife, his own wife, and he'll expect the next man to hug his wife and give her a kiss on the cheek. Can you believe that? In this society, where's the jealousy? Where's the jealousy for a woman? This is good. This means you have iman, right? So my brothers, pay attention to this. We're not supposed to touch any woman that's not halal for us. It's not your mother, it's not your sister, it's not your wife. Don't touch the woman. And from the beginning, start like that. I don't do this. First time you meet the individual, and let everyone know in your work, let everyone know in your school, Muhammad, Abdurrahman, they don't do that. And same thing goes for my sisters. Don't let no man touch you. Don't let no man give you a handshake. Because what happens, we get so loose. And then you go into working with these same people every single day, it becomes we just one big family. La la la. Ittaqillah. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and follow the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu. Don't play with these type of things. My sisters as well. Don't know why no man comes shake your hand or give you a hug. Right? Oh yeah, she's cool. Right? This is my friend. Ain't no friends. It's business. We have business relationship, we have school relationship. That's it. No friends between the opposite sex. I said, this is my friend Aisha. Okay, how is he your friend? How is he your friend? This girl, you said, this is my friend Suzanne. How is she your friend? She's not your friend. Your friends are the believers. Those are your friends. The men are friends with men. Women are friends with women. That's the reality. This society is trying to water down everything and make men so soft. Take the rajula, take the manhood and the maru'ah and the chivalry from the men. That's what the society is doing until you don't have no manhood at all. Until the women don't even respect you. No, this is the reality. And we keep going down this lizard's pit, that's what's going to happen to you. No izzah, no honor, no respect for the men. Now, so the zina of the hand is touching. The zina of the tongue or the fornication of the tongue is talking inappropriate speech. Allah knows what you're saying. Allah knows what your intention is. You want to sound nice. You want to talk nice, right? You want to sound all smooth when you're talking to the girl. The sisters want to sound sweet when she's speaking to a man. La. No. Allah knows your intentions. يَعْلَمُ خَائِنَةَ الْأَعْيُنِ. He knows the treacherous eye and He knows what your hearts conceal. We speak business. We speak respect. We speak talk that is for a purpose. Not to sound sweet and not to sound nice with the opposite sex. Now, He then said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, He said, وَالْقَلْبُ يَهْوِي وَيَتَمَنَّى. And a person's heart, after doing these things, it will yearn and will desire. A person's heart will yearn and desire. وَالْفَرْجُ يُكَذِّبُهُ وَيُصَدِّقُهُ. And a person's private will either follow in the action or deny it. Where did he begin? He began with the nazar, looking. So if we stop the look from the beginning, inshallah we won't get to the end, which is the zina. وَلَا يَزْنِي الزَّانِي حِينَ يَزْنِي وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. And the person who fornicates, he will not fornicate. The believer will not fornicate while he has iman in his heart. My shabab, my youth, be careful. Don't think you're just going to have a girlfriend, we're going to hang out, and it's going to be all good. لا يخلو الرجل بامرأة إلا والشيطان ثالثهما. A man will not be alone with a woman except the devil will be the third of them. Except the shaitan will be the third of them. Don't say we're just going to hang out and we're going to do math work. We're going to do a project together, just me and her. La, fear Allah. Don't play yourself. The man will not be alone with a woman except the devil and the shaitan will be the third of them. So be careful, okay? Be careful with this because the believer will not fornicate while he has faith, iman in his heart. The Prophet ﷺ has negated faith from a person's heart while he's in a state of fornication. What about the person who has a boyfriend and a girlfriend and they always fornicate? What if you die in that state? What if you die in that state? So be careful. Where did it begin? Al-Ainan, the eyes. So we must lower our gaze, my brothers and sisters. We must lower our gaze, the men and the women, if we want to be successful for our heart and our deen and our respect as well. And I have so much more to say, my brothers and sisters. I don't want to take you too long. I know the khutbah has to be short. I'm your guest coming from New York. May Allah bless all of you, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this community. Allahumma ameen. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك يا مصرف القلوب صادق قلوبنا على طاعتك ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين ومن الأيقاظ والرسول